Hello and welcome to the Cultured Bumpkin. This is the poetry of Willam Blake. We're going to read it in a relaxing tone of voice for sleep, for my sleep podcast, which is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and right here on the Cultured Bumpkin. It's called Ode to a Mockingbird. The name comes from sort of a toast to John Keats' Ode to a Nightingale. I'm from Mississippi, state bird's mockingbird, etc. So it's, a Southerner reading classic poems for sleep. Now you can listen here, you can listen wherever else, and you can hear it if you want to support the show or listen ad-free. Check out Patreon, link in the bio. Let's get right to it. Our first poem from Willam Blake will be The Lamb. This was the first poem that I ever remember my dad reading to me when I was a kid. The first time I remember hearing words that rhymed. This was it. The Lamb. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Gave thee life and bid thee feed by the stream and o'er the mead. Gave thee clothing of delight, softest clothing, woolly bright. Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee. Little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by thy name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild. He became a little child. I a child, and thou a lamb. We are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. Our next one will be The Tiger. The Tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer? What the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil? What dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Ah, sunflower. Ah, sunflower, weary of time, who countest the steps of the sun, seeking after that sweet golden clime where the traveler's journey is done, where the youth pined away with desire, and the pale virgin shrouded in snow arise from their graves and aspire where my sunflower wishes to go. A divine image. Cruelty has a human heart, and jealousy a human face. Terror, the human form divine, and secrecy, the human dress. The human dress is forged iron, the human form, a fiery forge, the human face, a furnace sealed, the human heart, its hungry gorge. The sick rose. O rose, thou art sick. The invisible worm that flies in the night, in the howling storm, has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his dark secret love does thy life destroy. A poison tree. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. Never seek to tell thy love. Never seek to tell thy love. Love that never told can be, for the gentle wind does move silently, invisible. Silently, invisibly. I told my love, I told my love, I told her all my heart, trembling cold in ghastly fears. Ah, she doth depart. Soon as she was gone from me, a traveler came by, silently, invisibly. Oh, was no deny. Memory, hither come. Memory, hither come, and tune your merry notes. And while upon the wind your music floats, I'll pour upon the streams where sighing lovers dream, and fish for fancies as they pass within the watery glass. I'll drink of the clear stream and hear the linnet's song, and there I'll lie and dream the day along. And when night comes, I'll go to places fit for woe, walking along the darkened valley with silent melancholy. Silent, silent night. Silent, silent night, quench the holy light of thy torches bright. For possessed of day, thousand spirits stray that sweet joys betray. Why should joys be sweet, used with deceit, nor with sorrows meet? But an honest joy does itself destroy for a harlot coy. London. I wander through each chartered street, near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every ban, the mind-forged manacles I hear. How the chimney sweepers cry, every blackening church appalls, and the hapless soldiers sigh, run in blood down palace walls. But most through midnight streets I hear how the youthful harlots curse, blast the newborn infant's tear, and blights with plagues the marriage hearse. Jerusalem. And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountain green? And was the holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? And did the countenance divine shine forth upon our clouded hills? And was Jerusalem builded here among these dark satanic mills? Bring me my bow of burning gold. Bring me my arrows of desire. Bring me my spear, O clouds unfold. Bring me my chariot of fire. I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem in England's green and pleasant land. Introduction to the Songs of Innocence. Piping down the valleys wild, piping songs of pleasant glee, on a cloud I saw a child, and he laughing said to me, "Pipe a song about a lamb." So I piped with merry cheer. "Piper, pipe that song again." So I piped, he wept to hear. "Drop thy pipe, thy happy pipe, sing thy songs of happy cheer." So I sung the same again, while he wept with joy to hear. "Piper, sit thee down and write in a book that all may read." So he vanished from my sight, and I plucked a hollow reed. I made a rural pen, and I stained the water clear, and I wrote my happy songs every child made joy to hear. Earth's answer. Earth raised up her head from the darkness dread and drear. Her light fled, stony dread, and her locks covered with gray despair. Prisoned on watery shore, starry jealousy does keep my den cold and hoar. Weeping o'er, I hear the father of the ancient men, selfish father of men, cruel, jealous, selfish fear can delight. Chained in night, the virgins of youth and morning bear. Does spring hide its joy when buds and blossoms grow? Does the sower sow by night, or the plowman in darkness plow? Break this heavy chain that does freeze my bones around. Selfish, vain, eternal bane, that free love with bondage sound. That free love with bondage bound. And if you're watching this live, feel free to drop a poem request. Usually I do several in a row, about 20 minutes worth of one poet, so I can make an episode out of that. But then I'll do other ones if I want to record something for whatever reason, or if there's a request. So whether you're live or catching the replay, feel free. I always like to get requests and read different stuff. Okay, this one is A Divine Image. Cruelty has a human heart, and jealousy a human face, terror the human form divine, and secrecy the human dress. The human dress is forged iron, the human form a fiery forge, the human face a furnace sealed, the human heart its hungry gorge. The clod and the pebble. Love seeketh not itself to please, nor for itself hath any care, but for another gives its ease, and builds a heaven in hell's despair. So sung a little clod of clay trodden with the cattle's feet, but a pebble of the brook warbled out these meters meet. Love seeketh only self to please, to bind another to its delight, joy in another's loss of ease, and builds a hell in heaven's despite. The Garden of Love. I went to the Garden of Love and saw what I never had seen. A chapel was built in the midst where I used to play on the green, and the gates of this chapel were shut, and "Thou shalt not" writ over the door. So I turned to the Garden of Love that so many sweet flowers bore, and I saw it was filled with graves and tombstones where flowers should be, and priests in black gowns were walking their rounds and binding with briars my joys and desires. The Echoing Green. The sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound, while our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care, sitting under the oak among the old folk. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we, all girls and boys, in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. To the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The sun does descend, and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. Hey, Drew, what's going on? Holy Thursday. Is this a holy thing to see? Is this a holy thing to see in a rich and fruitful land? Babes reduced to misery, fed with cold and usurious hand. Is that trembling cry a song? Can it be a song of joy? And so many children poor in the land of poverty, and their sun does never shine, and their fields are bleak and bare, and their ways are filled with thorns. It is eternal winter there. For where'er the sun does shine, and where'er the rain does fall, babe can never hunger there, nor poverty the mind appall. I saw a chapel. I saw a chapel all of gold, that none did dare to enter in, and many weeping stood without, weeping, mourning, worshipping. I saw a serpent rise between the white pillars of the door, and he forced and forced and forced down, the golden hinges tore. And along the pavement sweet, set with pearls and rubies bright, all his slimy length he drew, till upon the altar white, vomiting his poison out on the bread and on the wine. So I turned into a sty and laid me down among the swine. Infant sorrow. My mother groaned, my father wept. Into the dangerous world I leaped, helpless, naked, piping loud, like a fiend hid in a cloud, struggling in my father's hands, striving against my swaddling bands. Bound and weary, I thought best to sulk upon my mother's breast. Same here. And this one is actually by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Break, break, break on thy cold gray stones, O sea, and I would that my tongue could enter, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that arise in me. Oh, well for the fisherman's boy that he shouts with his sister at play. Oh, well for the sailor lad that he sings in his boat on the bay. And the stately ships go on to their haven under the hill. But oh, for the touch of a vanished hand and the sound of a voice that is still. Break, break, break at the foot of thy crags, O sea, but the tender grace of a day that is dead will never come back to me. All right, well, that'll just about do it for me tonight. So I got my poetry, my William Blake in. I got my episode all recorded, and now I'm going to edit it and post it on my podcast, Ode to a Mockingbird. If you want ad-free listening for this or all of the audiobooks that I have, check out Patreon in my bio. It's like Jakey's Netflix. $3 a month. Listen all you want. Nighty night, Drew. Be good. Hopefully I'll talk to you soon. And thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you soon.